Today, I'm taking you behind the scenes on how I created a 6 month content calendar for the Zenasi apartment. It took me about 2 weeks to finish because I had to factor in public holidays, international days, and a lot more tiny details. Let's backtrack to December 2024. It was the final day of wrapping up the calendar, and I started working around 9:26 p.m. And guess what? I did not stop until 5 a.m. I wasn't even sleepy, I just kept working. I looked a literal mess because I planned to make my hair the next day. After finalizing the calendar, it was time to plan the shoot for the content. We planned to shoot around the first week in January. I had told Dynasty apartment staff that I would need to print out some props, but everything was not available at the apartment, so I had to quickly buy some materials and print out others myself. I woke up super early on the day of the shoot. I even packed my lashes with me because they were not fixed. I fix my lashes myself sometimes, but I thought I was going to fix them that day, but I ended up using it for the models instead. I couldn't film that part because there was no time. My hands were busy. I had to jump on bike that morning because there was no straight cab from my area and I was running late. I wasn't really late, but taking a cab would save me like 20 minutes of stress. And honestly, it made me realize that I seriously need to get a car this year because taking bikes on terrible roads is just too risky. And I'm talking about the road that leads from my house to the main part of Abeokuta. It's just so weird, honestly. And I really honestly pray to God that God's going to bless me and I'm going to get my own car. I finally got to Zenasti apartment, and funny enough, the videographer wasn't even there yet. We waited for about an hour or two, but while waiting, I used the time to prep the models, fixing lashes and just having a discussion and talking about the whole shoot and the direction in which the shoot is going to go. So let me tell you about Zenasti apartment a little bit. So we have a game arcade that's going to be launching by June 2025. So if you're watching this after June, just know that it's already open. Currently, we've got table tennis and outdoor lounge, a swimming pool. The interiors are very pretty. Oh my god. And we have studio apartments, one bedroom and two bedroom apartments available as well. And the prices start from around 40,000 naira per night. And guess what? This is my favorite part because me, I love to eat. There is a professional chef available now. Yep. So back to the shoot, we bought cardboard and we wrote out some messages we needed for the visuals. I worked with Aska, yeah, that's the director. The models, one is Joju and the other is Olamide. Two amazing ladies, by the way. They were so patient and so cooperative. They changed their outfit multiple times, and along the shoot, they had to wear, the staff uniform. What I made these people do that day, so funny. So as for Aska, I had already sent him the content ideas, the reference videos, and every other necessary details ahead of time. So his job to direct the models and handle camera setup was very easy. We shot about 22 videos on this particular day. We started very early in the morning. Well, not very early, sha, but around 11, 12. And we did not finish shooting until around 8 p.m. at night. Yeah, we were all very stressed, but I'm so grateful that we pulled through. And one thing about me is that once I'm shooting content, everything around me becomes part of the story. So even the security guard at Dynasty ended up being a part of the shoot. When I saw him well dressed and looking sharp, I just knew that, you must feature because security is a big plus for any service department. And the models are the real MVP, changing outfits. I'm honestly very grateful that I had to work with these two amazing people. And we had some very funny moments as well. And there were a couple of retakes, but it was fine. Absolutely. Now, honestly, creating a 6 month bulk content calendar sounds sweet in theory, but if I'm being real with you, it's not always the best idea. It depends on the brand. For instance, a brand that sells maybe fabrics, you can bulk create your content. That's fine. Not every brand can survive with bulk content creation. So you have to be very careful. As a social media manager, this was a really big hurdle that I had to overcome when I was creating the content calendar. And creating in bulk saves you the monthly stress of creating because you don't have to be scrambling for new months, like every new month, like, oh, what do we want to post up? You don't have to do that. But for certain brands, you have to understand the fact that the world moves really fast, trends changes, new ideas pops up, and even the business itself will change, implement a whole lot of things. Do you understand? So it's like it's something that you have to be very careful if you're a social media manager or a business owner and you want to bulk create your content. Not every brand makes sense for you to bulk create content for. You can do by monthly just in case monthly can't work for you. Maybe your videographers are not sending you the graphic in time. You can do bi-monthly, you can do every 3 months, but you have to be very careful. And let me tell you something, bulk content sounds very easy till you're doing it. Sitting down to think of 6 months worth of ideas at once, or more, this thing humbled me because I had to balance educational content, entertainment, promos, and international holidays, public holidays, and so many more. Do you understand? Another thing that people don't talk about is that creating content is not just to just post. You have to make sure that the content still feels fresh. And having to think of captions and call, oh my goodness. Oh Lord, this thing is not easy, okay? And let's talk about one more thing. People just think that, posting content, even for people that are not professionals, they just think that, posting content is just snap and post. It's way more than that. Having to run hard and do some other behind the scenes stuff is so stressful. But personally, I love what I do. So even though it's stressful and mentally draining sometimes, I really don't see it as a big deal. I just enjoy what I do. Do you understand? So anybody that's handling your social media, respect them. If you see a content creator, they tell you, "Oh, I'm a social media manager." Just know that that person is working hard. It has to do with strategy, the aesthetics of your brand, planning for engagement, it's marketing, it's customer psychology. Everything wraps together. It's a lot. Do you understand? But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that the content actually feels like a story and it passes a really good message, and there is a CTA at the end of whatever it is that you're posting. Yeah. So whether it's one post or 100 posts, if it doesn't tell the brand story, connect to real people, and maybe inspire bookings, see, it's just vibes and inshallah that you're doing. That's why I always take time to plan content that speaks. Yes. So 6 months planning is nice, but remember that you have to leave space for flexibility. Trends will change, customer tastes will change, even the business will evolve, and it's a whole lot. So thank you for sticking with me to hear my rant and to also see the behind the scene. Haha, thank you. So if you want a content creator that understands the assignment, you know who to call. I work with several brands, and there is something when you work with different brands, because every brand's need is different. So I always have to switch my mindset to match the brand's vibe and to match the goal of what the brand wants to achieve. It's really interesting and I love it because it keeps me on my toes. I just really hope that I'm going to document more and more of my journey. This 2025, I told myself I'm going to like document, even though this video is taking me took me about 2-3 months before I had time to sit and edit it because I have other things that were keeping me busy. But I'm going to do my best to create more and more of my journey in whatever it is that I find interesting, whatever it is that I do. So yeah,